Today we're going to be looking at a coin lot that I purchased off of eBay from seller In Security, and he has a 5 pound coin lot that I purchased from him. The original buy it now price was $37.95. I added it to my wish list, and he gave me an offer of $35. I bought that. $9.20 for shipping, add Tennessee sales tax, and this came to about $9 to $10 per pound. And I thought that was pretty good. I mean, the going rate for a pound of coins is about $7, $8, $9, $10 per pound. And if we look at the pictures here, well, there's always some rules of thumb that I go by when I'm buying a bulk lot like this, and one of them is you have to be buying the coins in the pictures. No, I've got this big bucket of coins and you're getting some of them, because you know they're better chance that they're going to put the best coins on the top of the pile and you're not getting those. So I'm only going to buy a lot if you're getting what they show in the picture. And so another thing is I usually don't like going to dealers that have multiple lots, but this one had maybe a couple of different red flags, but a couple of things that I liked about it. Normally I'm not going to open up a 5 pound box of coins on this channel, but this seller made 5 1 pound bags of coins, and so I might turn this into 5 different videos. We'll see how the first pound goes, but let's take a look at the picture here. And normally we would enlarge the picture and see what it does, and the picture doesn't enlarge very much, and so this is what we're looking at here. Maybe you can tell some of what's in here. Let's go to the next picture. And this one you can't really blow up very large to see what's in here very well. Another thing I look for is I don't want to see a lot of Canadian pennies, a lot of British pennies, a lot of German pfennigs, a lot of low-value French coins, a lot of low-value Italian coins, the coins that are the most common. And I'm not necessarily seeing those, but he's got 5 different 1 pound lots showing off individually here. I mean, there's something that's really old, looks kind of discolored. I think that one looks like, I think that one's a Moroccan coin, but when they're this small, it really is tough to figure out what's going on. So there was a 50 pence coin right there, so that's worth just an exchange value about 60 cents. And why that's important to me is if they're including that, that means maybe they're not pulling out a lot of the better coins, and that's again just a guess. There's you can see the same 50 pence there. I recognize a 3 pence here. There's an Italian, not worth a lot. There's a heavy a Mexican coin that I've seen a lot. That looks like a South African penny. So that looks like a Japanese 50 yen. So that's another coin that has a pretty good exchange value. I recognize the Italian 20 cents. So far, I'm not seeing a lot of good things, and I'm not seeing a lot of bad things either. So there's certainly some things that I find interesting, and this one right here I definitely found interesting. Is could that possibly be a well-worn silver coin that has a hole in it? I don't know. That's the last picture. The package came in today, and sorry for rambling so long, but we're going to open up the first 1 pound lot. Here is the flat rate shipping priority mailbox that it came in. I opened it up just to make sure it was what I thought it was going to be, and it was. And I will say I don't like the amount of tape, the lack of tape that he used. He didn't. When I mail a package like this, there's tape all over it. But I see multiple smaller Ziploc bags in here. One of the corners was dented pretty bad right there, but as long as the Ziploc bags stayed intact, I think it's all going to be here. So let's dump this out and see what we get in 1 pound worth of coins. I'm going to do my best to fly through anything that is really common. So let's pull it out here. This is kind of similar to a concept I've seen on Treasure Town, except his lots cost a lot more. He does get really good coins with it. But we'll just take a look here. That's a fairly common Japanese coin. We've got a Norway with the moose on it. Very common Italian 200 lira. Common 15 Soviet coin. A little bit different. We've got a, this is going to be from South Africa. 1970, a 50 pence coin. I'd say that one's pretty good. Here is a South African penny from 1961. And 79 10 pesos. Pretty good shape, kind of common. There's another moose coin. In Netherlands, 1-cent coins are really common. Another South African. We've got a 2-cent bull there from 1976. Common Irish, not that common, 10 pence coin. Like seeing those. That's pretty common, a 2 shilling, better than a penny. Here's an old Weimar Republic German coin, although it's very well worn, but you can still see the details on it, a 10 Pfennig. Here is a 67 1 mark. Ugh, I don't like what's happened there. It's got some tape on it which has led to corrosion. I've did that. I found some coins from 20 years ago that were taped down to a note card, and I pulled the tape off and it did that. So that's kind of ugly. Very common Japanese 1 cent. This might be the 20 centimes Italian coin that we saw earlier. Not particularly rare, but they do look pretty. Here's a 20 euro cent coin of, that's going to be the Netherlands. So that one's worth about $0.25 in exchange value. So I'm glad they're leaving stuff like that in there, even if it's not that rare. Let's see, a 50 ruble from the earliest days of Russia post-Soviet Union. Let's see, the Bahama sailboat's pretty common. All right, here's a coin with 2 giraffes on it. This is going to be from a rare country that you don't see very often, Rhodesia and Nyasland. A halfpenny from 1964. I do have this coin, but that's one that if you're looking for coins you don't see very often, that's a country you really don't see very often. That 15 kopeck is in uncirculated condition, maybe almost proof-like. Here's a common 3-cent brass 3 pence from 58. Let's see, a 2 pence or 2 euro cent from France. Okay, there's something I don't recognize. That is a 1 centimo coin from the Philippines, and that's tiny. Sometimes these very tiny coins are the ones that are the most forgotten about. I can't read if that says 68 or 88. Hopefully you can see that on the camera, but that is a very tiny aluminum coin with lapu on it. So even though that's a tiny coin, I call that one a win. Here's a fairly common 50 peso coin, Juarez. Common Swiss 5 Rappen. Common Chinese 2 aluminum fin. Common, pretty coin, but that is a fairly common Italian 500 lira. Belgian 1 franc, pretty common. 5 centavos, there's 3 or 4 different versions of this coin. That's the first one that's a little bit larger. 50 Groschen from Austria. I apologize if I'm skipping through some of these common coins a little bit too fast. Here's another 5 centavos that was smaller than the last one, again common. See another of those Rhodesia and Nyasland coins. Okay, Norway 5 ore from 1954 with the King's monogram on it. I have that and a little bit less common. Here is a 1 kroner coin from 1958. For some reason I don't recognize that one right offhand, but we got from Denmark. What's this one here? One Shilingi Moha, Tanzania, 1975. There's something you don't see every day, so that's a good coin. Common 20 par from Yugoslavia. Here is a Third Reich German one finid coin. Decent shape. Most of these zinc coins they turn black and then they turn white as if they're almost fuzzy. They're kind of gross looking sometimes. Another Philippine coin. We've got one of the older 5 centavos, and for a coin that old from the Philippines, that one's in pretty good shape, but pretty common. Trinidad and Tobago, 25 cents. So these 20 centavos from Mexico are common. All right, so another 5 Rappen from Switzerland. We saw one of these earlier, made out of a different metal. Their coin designs have not changed for decades, if not centuries, and except the metal on the 5 Rappen has. One finid from Germany. Here's a 5 Or. The 3 crowns mean Sweden. I feel like I have that coin in zinc. I might have to check. It's this one, Elizabeth, 50 new pence. So there's our coin that has a pretty good exchange value to it, if nothing else. Again, it's not rare, but you don't see them in these bulk lots very often. Another 5 Rappen. Another 50 rubles from Russia. It's if I'm going to get duplicates, at least make it the higher denomination coins that aren't as common. Got a 2 francs aluminum from France, World War era. Okay, this one is from Latvia from 1992. It got a little bit of green corrosion on it, but a 50 Santamu. I think I have that one, but still sort of rare. Here's a coin from Indonesia, 1978. I think this 100 rupiah coin was only made for 1 year. I do think that is a neat design with whatever building that is in there. Common 10 from Italy. Common 10 centimes. An uncirculated euro, 5 cent from France. It's a Belgium 50 franc from, it looks like 1997. Kind of a stylized design of their monarch. Common 1 penny from Finland. Pretty bad shape. Another 1 penny from South Africa. 5 Rappen again. 10 yen. Okay, so here's an Irish penny from 1941. They were the same size as American penny. And that's interesting. I don't know much about countermark, but this one has a large AD countermark on it. So if you can tell me what that means, please let me know in the comments. I think that's, I already had this coin, but I don't know if I have really any countermarked coins. That one's interesting. Here's another zinc coin from Belgium, 25 centimes. World War era, 100 lira. Now we have another coin with tape on it, but this one is in such rough shape. I'm sure it's old, but that's in such rough shape. Maybe I can see one number or letter right there. I don't know if I'm ever going to figure out that if someone's carved the letter W, or maybe it's an M into that one. That's kind of disappointing. Well, at least I can figure out what that one is. This is from Britain. It's going to be a, whoop, just lost one. This is going to be I guess that's going to be a half penny from Britain. And for a coin that's this old. It's about as well worn as you'd expect. I think that says 1807. And it definitely has George. I just don't know which one. That might still be George the Third by then, the one that from the U.S. founding. Let me pause for a moment and pick up the coin that fell to the floor. This one is indeed George the Third. This was the last year they made the halfpenny with him. So that was 1807. So that's a neat find. Let's see, another big copper coin. Sweden. Gustav the Sixth. So that's a 5 ore from 1958. Common Belgium 50 centimes. Another of those 20 centavos. Kenya. Can be 5 cents. So a large brass coin from Kenya in pretty good shape. We have Hong Kong 1980. So kind of a scalloped edge Queen Elizabeth. That's another design that I'm not familiar with. We have Solomon Islands with Queen Elizabeth. So looks like some kind of tribal mask on there. That is certainly unusual. See, we've got a 1 shilling. Another well-worn older coin. This one is France. It's going to be Napoleon III Emperor. Turn around. The mint mark on these is very critical, and we've got a D mint mark on here. So I could find the mint mark pretty easy, but I cannot find the year on that one. So it must be probably about right there. Well, that's going to take a closer look, but usually that's the condition I find those coins. Got another Rhodesia and Nyasland. Another South African 1 cent, well worn. Another Kenyan, 50 cents. Finally, a British penny. Well, this one is damaged a little bit, but it is an older Tunisian coin from 1945 for 1 franc. Shame that one is kind of warped as it is. Another of these. 25 pesetas, pretty common. Here's the 50 yen that we saw, and that is not 1942. That's the 42nd year of the reign of the emperor there. So they no longer use this design for the 50 yen, but that's worth about 50 cents in exchange value. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. Another Rhodesia and Nyasland 2 elephant coin. It's a common coin. Here's the Australian echidna 5 cent coin. Common 5 centimes. Common 10 pence from Jamaica. Thought that was going to be British for a moment, but 1975. Common 5 pfennig. 1 pfennig. Those coins I wish they weren't going to have in there. Common 1 peso. Jamaica 1 cent. That is going to be I'm going to say that's from Iraq. From 1941. Let me pause this one for a moment to find out. I got out my catalog for this one. It is indeed Iraq. This is 1931. 10 fields from Iraq with the ruler is Faisal 1 in fine condition. This book's for $2. So would you say that's fine, or would you say it's very fine goes up to $6? Extra fine goes up to $16.50. So that's quite a nice coin to find in a lot like this. I'm going to leave this book out in case I need it for the next two coins, because that looks interesting. I've seen a lot of older Italian coins, but usually 1924 2 lira. I'm surprised that the 2 lira wasn't made out of silver back then, but let me look up this one. This is, that coin looks special. Well, I did have it, but this is in a lot better in shape than I thought it would be. KM63 in extra fine condition books for $5. And I would say that's an extra fine condition. Maybe you can disagree with me, let me know. But that one is, yeah, if this was uncirculated, it'd be 20 bucks on here. And this is a common year. There's some other years where that coin's worth a couple $100. And then the last one, we've got a large copper coin from the bailiwick of Jersey, 1964, has the queen on it. Looks almost uncirculated with a little bit of, I don't know if that's dirt or corrosion or what's in there, but let's take a look at that. This is the size of a British penny, but they don't call it a penny, they call it 1/12 of a shilling. So that makes, I'm sure that made the math wonderful to deal with back then. I do have a farthing somewhere where they, or like a half farthing somewhere where they call it 1/96 of a penny. And that just has to be crazy to deal with. So let's look this one up. This coin was only made in 1957 and 1964 at uncirculated books for $1. And I like that coin. Again, it's a shame I already had it, but I would call this lot a win. If you just go with the top 5 coins out of here, probably booked for $10, what I paid for the whole 1 pound lot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make separate videos for each 1 pound lot. And I'm probably going to film them now, but I'm going to post them over the next few days. So I don't want to make an hour-long video, because just the first pound took 20 minutes here. All right, thanks for watching, and check out my CMID TN Foreign Coin Showcase playlist. Thanks for watching. Bye.